Hey guys, it's Patrice Adeline from BeautyTimeRN.com. I'm a registered nurse and I specialize in plastic surgery and aesthetics. And most people have heard about liposuction, but not everyone has heard about a non-surgical option called Coolsculpting. So today I'm going to be comparing the two. Coolsculpting and liposuction are very similar in terms of the end result. The differences are that one is non-surgical and one is surgical. With liposuction, you're going to be under either local sedation or general anesthesia. There's going to be a cannula that's going underneath your skin. You're going to have to wear a compression garment afterwards. There's more risk and complications involved. With Coolsculpting, it really is a non-invasive procedure, meaning there's no needles. You can come in, have it done, return to work, return to the gym. There are no restrictions afterwards. So it depends really on the person's lifestyle. But the end result for both of them are very similar. You're eliminating the fat cells. So a person, by the time they reach puberty, the amount of fat cells they have forever. Now, those fat cells can get bigger if you gain weight or smaller if you lose weight. So what this is doing is getting rid of those fat cells in that area. So now you have less fat cells there to hold weight, and that's how the contouring happens. So whether you're trying to treat the chin, the arms, the abdomen, your inner thighs, whatever area you're trying to treat, you can either use liposuction, like I said, surgical option, or Coolsculpting, non-surgical option. So a big difference that people are always wondering when they're considering a procedure like this is recovery. People want to know, how many days am I going to need to take off from work? Am I going to be sore afterwards? Will I be able to go to the gym? Will I be able to pick up my kids? These are all important questions when somebody is considering between the two. So with Coolsculpting, you're going to have much less of a recovery. You're going to be able to return to your normal activities. You may have some tenderness, like to the touch. The area may be a little numb, again, to the touch. The swelling is possible. It's usually more to your eye than anybody else's. There is possibility of some bruising. I usually don't see it that often. But the recovery is really not much. Any of the effects afterwards, like the bruising and the swelling, they're very, very ineffective to your life. So I think with liposuction, you're gonna have more of a recovery. You're gonna need to wear a garment. The plastic surgeon that you go to will most likely need to prescribe you some pain medication, some antibiotics. You may have some exercise restrictions, especially for the first couple of days, probably light activity around 2 weeks, and then return to full activity around 3 to 4 weeks. So there definitely is more of a recovery with liposuction. And also in terms of your skin, if you're taking all the fat out of an area, especially like this area, the skin will, all the volume will be eliminated, and then your skin has to basically adjust by itself. With the Coolsculpting, at least you have a couple of months with the gradual reduction of the fat, where your skin has time to adjust. And just this year, actually, Coolsculpting has been also approved for skin tightening. So we do see a little bit of skin tightening with Coolsculpting. With liposuction, there is no skin tightening, and you kind of have to rely on your own genetics for your skin to tighten up. So another big determining factor is cost. Now, the cost of Coolsculpting to liposuction, based on what I've seen, is very similar. Liposuction is going to be a little more because you're paying for facility fees and anesthesia costs, but it's not like Coolsculpting is $500 and liposuction is $5,000. They're gonna be very similarly priced. The downside to Coolsculpting is you're gonna need to come in for multiple sessions. So every time you do it, you have about a 20 to 25% reduction of the fat cells in that area. So most people do need to do it twice, maybe even 3 times, but on average it's usually twice. So somebody would come in a month later, they would come in again and basically repeat the procedure. With liposuction, it is a one-time thing. Now, I'm not saying that somebody may not need to go in and have an adjustment or retreatment of the area. That is possible, but it usually is just a one-time thing. So in terms of comparing how good the result is to liposuction versus Coolsculpting, there is going to be a difference because, like I said, with Coolsculpting, every time you do it, it's 20 to 25% reduction. With liposuction, you can have as much of the area eliminated in a sitting as the plastic surgeon would consider that is possible. So there is going to be a difference in terms of result. However, now with Coolsculpting, like I said, most people do it 2 times. You can do it 3 times. You can even do it 4 times if you really wanted to. So you could get the results you can with liposuction. And again, it's non-invasive, so you're really paying and taking the Coolsculpting because it's non-invasive, but the results are going to be very similar. So in conclusion, there are big differences between liposuction and Coolsculpting. Like I said, Coolsculpting, there's going to be less complications, less risks. You can return to your normal activities afterwards. With liposuction, you may need to take pain medications afterwards, you may need to take antibiotics, you're going to have to wear a garment, you're going to have somebody drive you there and drive you home. With Coolsculpting, you can return to your normal activities. So I find that in my practice, most people do pick Coolsculpting. So the nice thing about it is, if you don't want to tell anybody that you've had it done, you don't have to, because you don't have to have somebody drive you there. Your results are going to happen gradually. However, I think that it's okay to share something that you have done. I don't think it should be something that you should be ashamed of. I had the option between doing Coolsculpting. I did pick to try it and do it. I've done it on my inner thighs. I love the results from it, and it's something that I would have never thought to do liposuction. For example, my inner thighs didn't bother me that bad that if I didn't have Coolsculpting as an option that I would pick liposuction. However, since I had that option, and like I said, there aren't any risks and there's no downtime afterwards, there's just not really any reason for me not to do it. So I was totally fine with doing Coolsculpting versus I wouldn't have even thought about doing liposuction. And I'm fine sharing that with people and telling them that I've had that done. I think a lot of times I have women coming in and they do feel shameful. They feel like they don't want to tell their friends, they don't want to tell their families, and that's okay too, but it makes me sad when they come in and they say that they always do things for other people, whether it's their kids or their parents or their friends, and they never get to do anything for themselves. And this is one thing that they're coming in and they want to do for themselves. So I think that's really admirable, and I would hope that that is something that they would want to share and tell the people in their life that's important to them. And they might be surprised that the people that they're telling this to might say, oh, you know what, I've had Botox done, or I've had a chemical peel done, because you never know that if you might feel shameful saying something, maybe the other person you're talking to may feel shameful saying something too, and they might feel a need to hide it as well. So in terms of Coolsculpting versus liposuction, most people, like I said, pick Coolsculpting. However, liposuction is a great option for people that want immediate results, people that maybe have a wedding in a month that they want to fit in their dress, so they want a more immediate result. Versus Coolsculpting, you have to wait a little bit, because you come in a month later, you come in and have it retreated for your second treatment, and then 3 months from that is your final result. So there definitely is a much longer timeline with that. But I think when you are trying to make the decision, I think just thinking in terms of your own lifestyle and your own goals, be open-minded to both decisions and both options, and listen to your plastic surgeon. So I know I just got really deep on you guys, but on a lighter note, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, I guess you can give it a thumbs down, but I will link my website below. For more information on this topic, you can just follow my website. I'm also gonna link all my social medias. And if you have any questions or if I missed anything on this topic, comment it below in the comment section. I will definitely get back to you. And also, if you have any suggestions for future topics, I would also love to hear about that. And please subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss my weekly videos. Thanks for watching.